I was trying to carve out my niche as a musician in New York, and you know, you didn't think of yourself as part of a movement. Given the range of styles of art one could do, why does one era produce a similar art? But now I understand, you know, that there's a zeitgeist, and it doesn't serve one well to fight against it. I didn't know what I was in for. And there was New York City. There's a certain currency to the word New York. Oh, good question, doctor. The fundamental impulse of religion is almost the same as the impulse to make art, which is to make sense of the chaos. If you write a song, you're giving dimension to the chaos of sound that we hear. If you make a painting, you're giving dimension, a frame, to the visual chaos of life. And if you write a story about a guy who hung up on a cross and forgave you of all your sins, you're giving a dimension in the form of a story to the confusion we feel about what's going to happen to us after we die. I was really intent on actually portraying those jagged edges in New York and juxtaposing angles of the city. I did this comic strip called Bill Dogbreath. Free newspapers started publishing it, and I was creating music with Railroad Jerk. The founder of Matador Records came to a show, and he asked us if we wanted to make a record, and we said, yeah.
So how long have you guys been in band?
6 months or something like that. He paid us like $1,000 to record it, and we recorded it in 2 days. I had been dating here and there for 4 years after having moved to New York. Then eventually I met a girl. We met at CBGB's, we made eyes at each other. And then later, she came up and gave me her phone number, just put a note on the table. I wasn't in any hurry to become an acclaimed illustrator. But eventually I got a foothold in the illustration world. I got a few jobs for Time magazine and for Sports Illustrated, little spot illustrations that were feathers in my cap. The art director at the New Yorker said that he enjoyed seeing my stuff in the New York press. Other magazines started calling me, and I thought, I gotta make this leap. 7 years after graduating from art school, I gave up my day job and started working full-time freelance. I was a professional illustrator, so I was basically a hack doing commercial work. And the real poetry that I was expressing was in my music. I was doing indie music. I wasn't expected to top the charts. We had an independent record label that allowed us to do whatever we wanted. Railroad Jerk on tour. Alex Steven, Dave Varenka, Tony Lee, and myself climb into our hulking gray Ford van, and our album One Track Mind is out, and everybody loves it. Riding through central Minnesota was an unremarkable thing. The spring thaw had not hit yet, and all around was flat, brown farmland. Click, click, clack, clack, 50 million sold. In Fargo, we asked the waitress, "What kind of cheese do you have?" She says, "White and orange." We slept on the floor of the promoter's house. We spent the next day driving to Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, where we ate buffalo steak and slept in a motel. There's no way of explaining clearly the excitement and the camaraderie that you get when you're with a band that's running smoothly and you're making good music. That's pretty cool. We got to go crisscross the United States and Japan and Europe. It just so happened that people of Holland treated us like royalty, and I remember one journalist in Holland saying, "How does it feel to be a star in Holland, you know?" And we were like, "I don't feel like a star." Cleveland, We play one of our best shows ever. 5 fucking people show up. We resign to the sad fact that we will remain forever forgotten and unknown, albeit critically acclaimed. Harley dealer next door threatens us with baseball bat for parking in his lot. Our day in the sun as Railroad Jerk was coming to an end. We told each other that we were on temporary hiatus or something like that. And then it became permanent hiatus. I was struggling in my relationship with my longtime girlfriend and therefore started looking beyond the relationship and started wondering what life might be like if we had separated. I was getting better jobs and illustration career was accelerating. I definitely have a restless spirit, you know, like I want to always experience new things and whatever syndrome that is, the grass is always greener. I had this yearning to be free.